A wattled lapwing to start off our sunset safari on Big Birding Day, also known as Birding Big Day. I can never get the order right. Birding Big Day, and we are taking you on an adventurous safari. Oh, found itself some dung. We are taking you on an adventurous safari through the wilderness areas of Africa. My name is Jamie, and this afternoon, Jandre is on camera with me, and we are live from the Masai Mara in Kenya. Our sincerest apologies for the late start. Just one of those things, everything went wrong. You know that this morning we really truly struggled. We had a gremlin-filled drive. Where did it go, Jandre? Oh, there it is. But today is Birding Big Day, which means for us we are having a competition between the teams in the Masai Mara and the teams in South Africa. Oh, look, there's a window. Yay! Perfect weather for birding. Absolutely perfect, especially where Jandre has to film out of a window this big. You know. Couldn't be better. I told you the odds would even out. Djuma and Mara teams are currently tied on 21 all, I believe. So, who do you think you will win the birding competition? I told you the odds would even out in the afternoon, because it always rains here. Questions can be sent through on hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. That's how you can get hold of us. We're going towards along the river road. I saw lots of crown cranes. I saw lots of secretary birds. I saw a ground hornbill. All of that happened when, unfortunately, we could not broadcast this morning. But Alex, the tech genius, has fixed our internet. I don't really know what else to tell you. I hope it stays that way. Now, Brent and myself are out this afternoon. We would have had an hour and a half's worth of advantage. Now we've only got an hour. We'd best be on best birding form. Something like that. Off you go to Brent, who I know takes this competition very seriously. Let's see what he has to say about the scores.
Hello. Yes, we're birding very seriously. And I've got to line up my birds quite carefully. My name is Brent. I've got Jahawi on camera, but no time to waste. Our first bird of the afternoon. Can you get it through the hole? There we go. Let's have a look. Through the window at the top of the tree there. One that's quite common in both the Mara and Djuma is the lilac-breasted roller. It is looking a little bit bedraggled and a little bit wet, but a lilac-breasted roller it is. Now, hashtag Safari Live if you have any questions. And who can give me an updated score between the Sabi, Sands and Mara, who was in the lead? I think Djuma might have snuck there. But of course, we are in not the best birding weather. As you can see, the rain covers it down. We've got the side flaps open and the main front open, but that's about all we can keep open at the moment. Otherwise, we'll get very, very wet. Okay. Oh, but Jamie's got another bird. Quickly across to her.
We do indeed. It's a little southern black flycatcher that's taking advantage of the rain and presumably scooping up the odd alate every now and again on this termite mound. Loving the rain. Who says you can't bird in the rain, Jandre? It wasn't you, actually. I think it was Brent who said it was going to severely disadvantage us. I have to tell you a very cool thing about a flycatcher. I, today, for the very first time, despite the fact that they live below our camp, I saw a colour morph of an African paradise flycatcher. I was so very, very excited that I really wanted to put it on camera, but it was before the show had started. So I saw the colour morph of this particular bird. It's a very pretty bird. You will have seen, I think, many a time. Not this bird, sorry. I was talking more about the picture that I was going to show you, but let's finish watching these two in the rain as they dart backwards and forwards. Oh, you look so miserable and so very cold. Right, so what I wanted to show you was the colour morph of the African paradise flycatcher. I know the windscreen looks beautiful. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. So there you go. There's a pretty picture instead. Look at the pretty picture, not the cracks in the windscreen. Scott tried to lie on the windscreen. Didn't work. I saw that colour morph. The black and white version of the African paradise flycatcher. How exciting is that? Now we just need to get it on camera. something for you to add to your bird lists. I think colour morphs should count as a different entry. Maybe not. So for our new viewers, the bird lists that our viewers keep are a really great way of keeping track of the bird species that they see and sort of helping to remember. And it's our way of really sharing the experiences with all of our viewers, because it's like a treasure hunt. Birding is like a treasure hunt. And sometimes you have to follow clues. Sometimes you have to go to the right places. But it's like collecting little jewels, the jewels of Africa, as part of a treasure hunt. And you've got to learn about the birds and know where you're going to spot them. And by keeping a bird list, I think that for a lot of our viewers, it's a great way for them to learn the birds. Of course, a lot of our viewers are expert birders themselves. But it's something that, if you are a new viewer and you would like to start a new bird list, today is your day. I mean, we've got this amazing view of our window. Couldn't get better. Aaron, you'd think we'd see more, wouldn't you? So, Aaron's request for today's Big Bird Day, I've got to stop calling it that. It's becoming a habit. Today's request is an African fish eagle, which is Aaron's favorite bird. I have to agree with you on that. Well, it's not my top 5, but I still love African fish eagles, and I think they are one of the most iconic birds. We don't see that many of them around here, but they are around. When the South African team joins us, maybe if you ask them really nicely, they'll go to they're going to go to Chitwa Dam anyway, aren't they? Because that's where they're going to rack up the totals in terms of bird counts. So they're going to go to Chitwa Dam. So you've got a really good chance of seeing a fish eagle today. Fish eagle in the Mara, I'll do my best. How about a black and white casked hornbill? I only struggled for 5 months to get one on camera. There's also apparently a male lion in the direction I'm going in. So for those of you that perhaps birding isn't really your thing, there's plenty still to watch for. We've got lots of things to show you in the Mara. This so-called storm genre hasn't really hit. Ladybird! Apparently the southern black flycatcher is not on your list. Does it have another name? I'm checking for you. Hold on. Let me see if there's another. Look, it's entirely possible that it does. It's also a highly neglected bird on our part. We're a bit guilty of that. Especially in the Mara, we don't get as many opportunities to bird as we would like. We have certain goals and certain targets that are subtly different from the teams in South Africa. So it might just be that you didn't. Quick, before Brent flies away, off you go to another bird.
Well, there we go, another bird for our list, and it is a fiscal flycatcher. Sorry, a fiscal shrike. Oh, Jamie had a flycatcher. I got flycatchers on the brain. I have been looking for some, but a fiscal shrike. So this morning we saw the greyback fiscals, a different type of fiscal shrike. Now this evening, the fiscal shrike. Now, who's got the tally for me? I just got a voice note from one Tristan Dix saying the challenge is on. Wow, and a whole bunch of smash talk. But that's, of course, because Tristan only talks smash when he's nervous about losing. But I am looking forward to beating Tristan this afternoon. More so than everyone else there at Djuma, because Tristan, I think, takes his birds about as seriously as I do. So the two of us take our birds quite seriously. So we will see, Tristan. We will see. I think he's an FC watching. I hope you're watching, Tristan. He's complaining about the rain as well. He's already giving me excuses. But as you can see, we're doing it in the rain as well. We just can't move very fast, otherwise it comes in a bit too much. Now, my plan is I'm going to head down towards the Smucky Swamp. And I'm hoping we can get some waterfowl in that area. We did see some good storks this morning. We saw Adam stork, we saw white stork, but we haven't seen any herons, I don't think, yet today. No ibis. So I think we've got a good chance of picking up a few species in that area. Also puts us around the forest areas next to the Mara River, so we got a good chance at flycatchers and maybe a robin chat. And while we're on our way there through the grasses, I think we're going to have to find a suitable sooty chat to show you as well. This is actually this is like hardcore birding now, because you don't have the normal vision we have. Oh, from one Brent to another. Hello, Brent. Do you know every bird in Africa? I wish. I wish. I still definitely do not know nearly all of them, and I have to rely on my bird books and bird apps. See, this is hardcore birding, because you got to look through the back window, look through that back window, look through the front, see if we can spot anything sitting out there. So this is how would you say, extreme birding. There we go. We're extreme birding at the moment. I haven't. Sorry about that. As I said, there's a lot of storms around. They have been playing havoc with us earlier this afternoon, and might be playing a bit more. Okay, let's have a quick look in these trees. No, nothing here. Moving on, moving on. Now, of course, we might get lucky, and the sun might come out after the storm, and then the birding is going to be mwah. What have we got there? I think Jamie already saw one earlier today, but the wattled lapwing. Now, Chrissy's wondering, do you see any osprey in the Mara? It's possible. I have not seen one, but it is possible. Oh, in the road, down the road there. Let's have a look there. What did we have there? It looked like some starlings. And yellow-throated longclaw and a female sooty chat. Ah! And it looks like... Which starling is that? A lesser blue-eared glossy, by the looks of things. Lesser blue-eared or greater blue-eared? From up here. See, you get confused when you bird in a lot of places. Sometimes there's birds that are very similar that fill the same ecological niche as a bird elsewhere. So it was, I was lying. It is not a lesser blue-eared, it was a greater blue-eared starling. Oh, I'm causing a traffic jam. Oh no, I think they're getting past. Nobody! And you can see they've come out of the storm that Jar and I are trying to avoid, that's coming from behind us. But there we go, a greater blue-eared starling. Whoop, whoop. Now let's continue. We're going to head down along the trees here. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's wondering, are white storks and European storks the same thing? Indeed they are. They are the same thing. It quite often happens with birds. They have multiple names depending on the area they're seen in. Oh dear. I can't see where it went. There was a testicular that just took off out of the grass. We're hoping...
It definitely is up. Okay, Genre's saying yes. It looks so sad and bedraggled in the grass like that. And I hadn't seen it move. I was a little bit concerned for a second. Fine. Bye-bye, hyena. We're back! We battered off the gremlins. FC battered off the gremlins. Our tech geniuses battered off the gremlins as well. Gremlins are what we call what happens whenever something goes wrong with our live stream. So we're up and running. We apologize for that. Live safaris from the wilderness. It's bound to happen every now and again. Go away, rain. Tristan will be impossible to live with if he beats us this afternoon, and I know what Tristan's plan is going to be. That's another yellow-throated longclaw. Oh, birding in the rain. They all go and hide away. We shall find them, though. Catherine, you say beautiful view. It is a beautiful view. I'm especially enjoying the flashes of forked lightning on the horizon. No, it is a beautiful view. And when the storm passes, I say with great eagerness and anticipation, when the storm passes, the light and everything's just so clean and shiny and stunning that it makes battling through the weather all worth it, ultimately. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the gold. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the golden light that I'm hoping for. Most of the storm has gone away from us, I think. I actually think we're okay, provided that doesn't come in our direction, in which case we're not okay. Oh, I owe you a sincere apology, a sincere apology. Southern black flycatcher don't really occur here, and the differences are very subtle, but that was a northern black flycatcher. And let me just show you quickly before I continue on, which I shall do. Is there any car behind me? I doubt it. Nobody wants to be out in this weather. We're here, not that far away from Lake Victoria, so that would be the range of the northern black flycatcher. Sorry, Gendre. That would be the range of the northern black flycatcher, and then that's a yellow-eyed. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. There. That is the range of the southern black flycatcher. The difference is that the southern black flycatcher is slightly glossy. And that's pretty much it. That is the difference between the northern and the southern, and of course their range as well. So I sincerely apologize. It was a silly error of mine. It's what happens when you make assumptions, especially when you know a bird so well. Kimberly, I think it's safe to say that you've realized that this isn't the best weather to go birding in. I think that is a good assumption. But after this, so Kimberly's question is, what is the best weather to go birding in? First thing in the morning or in the evening, if it's nice and clear, that is a very, very good time to go birding. But after the rain as well, because what you'll find is, oh, it really is raining, isn't it, Gendre? Let's pop that over the monitor. What you'll find is that the birds come out to dry themselves. So even shy species like cuckoos, sunbirds even, a lot of the birds that live and hide away become more visible because they've popped themselves out to dry off. Much like we're going to have to do after this drive. Oh no, I'm going to have to put the covers back down. This is tragic. Okay, off to Brent, who's found another feathered creature.
Oh, we have a bit of a difficult bird here. And it's made even more difficult by the rain that is coming down, giving it a little bit of a disheveled look. Oh, dearie me. That is quite a tough one. Can we lighten it at all? Are we full light there, Jar? Oh, goodness gracious, that doesn't help, does it? It looks like, you know what, head shape, it's, I know what it is. Sure, I got worried there for a moment. It looks like a juvenile harrier. It's busy molting. You see the colour on their head getting its white coloration? But I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to count that one because from this distance I can't tell you whether it's a juvenile Montagues or a juvenile pallid. More than likely Montagues, they are far more common, but that one's a difficult one. Darn it. But I can hear some little pectoral patch testiculars making a noise behind me somewhere. I spot them. I spot you, testicular. No! The evil testicular flew away. But I can hear another one calling. Ah, there we go. Oh. There we go, a little bit to the right, on top of that bush there. Oh dear, I've pushed a button. Oh, there we go. Oh, isn't that pretty? There's a little cap up and everything. Now, that is not a pectoral patch testicular. Now, I know we've got some serious birders out there in our extended Safari Live family. Now, this one's for you. If you can tell me which testicular this is, I will be seriously impressed. We've got two different species, or? Oh, no, he's gone. There he is. Now, it looks to be the same. You can see that little rufous crown, which is quite distinct. Making lots of noise. Charlie is wondering, do all birds have nests? Indeed they do. Some are just little shallow scrapes in the ground. Others are complicated, massive structures. But yes, all birds have nests. I'm waiting. I'll be very impressed, guys, if you get which one this is. So very much of the impressed. Now, we have Tomo who's saying it's a rattling testicular. And very well done. It is... Sorry, I lied to you. It's not a rattling testicular. Sorry, Tomo. But it's a very good guess. It's very close. Kathy, another very good answer. The winding testicular. But unfortunately, Kathy... the winding, it's not a winding testicular. They've got a very distinct call. And I will play the winding testicular call to you afterwards. It is actually a stout testicular. So a stout testicular. So let me just have you show you. The giveaway is in this area. It's the only testicular with a very red cap. So there we go. A stout testicular. Oh, now we're going to go across to Jamie, who's got a bird we saw a little bit earlier, while I try find another new one.
Oh no, I didn't realise, I'm sorry. Lilac-breasted roller. Well, it's looking very soggy, and it's getting soggier here by the second. Rain. It's the least colourful roller you ever did see. Doesn't have the advantage of sunlight glistening off its multiple coloured feathers. All I can hear is the pitter-patter of rain. Andre, it's getting a lot harder. How are you doing back there?
I would suggest not driving.
You would suggest not driving? Cool. So, while we don't drive before we put our rain covers back down again, Scarlett is wondering about the smallest bird in the Mara. I suspect that Brent showed you one of the smaller ones. I'm not sure which testicular it was that he showed you, and I think you're probably still guessing. So, I don't know if you get... Oh, it was a stout testicular. Okay, so no, it wasn't the one I was thinking of. Now, where is the little flycatcher that I'm thinking of? I'm actually not 100% sure. I've been asked this question, and I promised I'd find out, and I never did. And it's shocking of me, and I apologize. I wanted to find out if you got fairy flycatchers here, and I don't think you do. So a fairy flycatcher is the smallest bird that you would find in South Africa. It's a tiny, 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 tiny little flycatcher. Now, I don't see it here on the list, so I'm not sure which one the smallest would be. I know the pectoral patch testiculars are very, very tiny, but I don't think that they're the smallest one. And then you've got a wide range of tiny little mannequins and purple grenadiers and all of those, but they're a little bit big. I'm not sure what the smallest would be. I'm open to suggestions. I'm going to have to put these covers down again. I'm sorry, there's no... Maybe we could keep one side open, Jandre? We put the front down? I think we could probably do that. Put the front down. I mean, look how miserable that lilac-breasted roller looks. Looks so sad. So soggy. No, it's definitely coming in quite badly on this side. And Jamie's getting wet. John, I'm going to be out of comms. Oh, sorry, what was that, Faith? I just took my earpiece out. Faith? I missed your comms, I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, we're going to put our covers down again. I was optimistic to the point of foolishness, it appears. Off you go to Brent while we do.
And we found another bird. A nice raptor, our first of the afternoon. A black-breasted snake eagle. Now, black-breasted snake eagles actually won't mind weather like this because it does get some snakes out and about from their burrows, making them a little bit easier for those massive talons of the snake eagle to clamp down upon and make them din-dins. Now, it's just this irritating rain at the moment. It's not quite pounding down. Brent would like to know, do any ground nesting birds lose their nests after heavy rains? Indeed, some of them can do. Normally they nest in areas where that's less likely to happen, but excessively heavy rains, it can definitely happen. Oh, all around the elephants. How's that, Jar? More? Forward? Back. There we go. Now, I spotted the elephants, but what did I spot following the elephants around? But, are they cattle egrets? Yes, they are. And it looks like... No, cattle egrets. I thought there might be a little egret amongst them, but not. They're cattle egrets. There's another one for our list. Tristan Dix is now quivering with fear. You see, the elephants really don't mind the rain at all. They're quite fond of it. Now, it's getting a little bit harder so when we face that way, so I'm just going to turn the car away so we don't get as much water in the car. Hello, Ilana, who's 14 years old. Ilana would like to know, do little bee-eaters live at both Djuma and the Mara? Indeed, they do. Not the same ones, of course, but different populations of the same species live in both. Like cattle egrets, like black-breasted snake eagles, although the black-breasted snake eagle I've only seen once at Djuma, but you see them nearly every day out here. Okay, so my plan, this area down here is called the Samaki Swamp, but I need to get around to the other side of it where I can get close to the water, and I'm hoping we might get some ibises, maybe an African open-billed stork. Now, we're going to try, see some long-distance birding there. In the swamp there's a whole bunch of birds. I can't really see what they are. There's a woolly-neck stork in the rain in the back. There we go. I think if we go from the woolly neck, if we slide to the left slightly, you can see the rain is starting to get quite a bit harder. And we keep going. Am I being blind? Yes, no, keep going. Are they all woolly necks? No, there we go. Sacred ibis as well. What else? We can't see. I think everything else will be a bit small and a bit too far away for us to spot. Okay. Now, come on, guys. I still haven't heard. Who's in the lead? What's the score between Djuma and Mara? I want to start mocking Tristan early. Get some pressure on him. Get him panicking. Get him holding his binoculars like this because he's afeard of the birding prowess of Brent and Jamie. Oh dear, Scarlet, what is my favorite bird? Too many to say one for sure. Great blue turacos, Pell's fishing owl, Varro's eagle owl, African broadbill. I have many, many favorite birds. I could never just choose one. I'm quite lucky like that. So I get to see a lot of my favorites all the time. Okay. Now, as I say, I'm trying to sneak. We're not moving too fast, not getting too much rain inside, but if it gets much harder, we might have to close up completely. Oh, there we go. There's one. Long distance birding. Long distance birding. See that white spot on the tree over there opposite us there? That is an African fish eagle, I'm willing to bet. Just come out of it. A little bit more, so I just want to see where's that mound. He ducked. He disappeared. Oh, no, he is to the left. There he is. There we go. African fish eagle in the rain. I think we're doing pretty well for the rain. Pretty well. Now, of course, I am hoping for the sun to break through and we get spoiled because the birds will go nuts after that. Okay, we might get a bit closer to that fish eagle as we skedaddle on along here. Now, I know Tristan's on drive this afternoon because he's already been nyaga, 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 talking nonsense to me on the phone about how scared us Mara people would be. Do I look scared? Psh. Poor Tristan. That's all I have to say. Poor Tristan. He is used to losing to me, so we'll just keep it up. Okay, so we are coming now towards the edge of the riverine forest that runs along between the Samaki Swamp and the Mara River. So who knows what delights await us here. So what was that again, Faith? Go again, please. Ooh, river crossing. So Nev says Mara 31, Djuma 22. FC says Nev, that's incorrect. FC, what's your count? Or you're not telling us till the end of drive? I think FC's not going to tell us till the end of drive. Evil people on top of a hill. While they sit there dry and snug and we do all the work out here in the rain. Okay. Now, I'm sure we're going to get some species along here. I still can't believe we haven't seen one heron. Maybe Jamie will find a heron down towards Majia and Dege, which basically translates to water of the birds. So that's a good place to go bird watching. Slippery, very slippery. Hi, Lily, who's 6 years old. Lily says that bird was a big bird because we could see it from so far away. Indeed it was, Lily. It's like this big. They've got an incredibly sharp beak and big claws for catching fish. No, sandpiper! The sandpaper escaped quickly to Jamie and another bird.
Okay, so this is a bird that's very tricky to get on camera even without rain covers on. So we're going to try and find it again. It was here, I promise. It's still in that grass. It hasn't come out of there. It's there. There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh no, where are you going to go? I've lost it. Come back, pin-tailed one. You got it, you got it, you got it. I can't see my monitor, I'm sorry. Well done, Jandre. Excellent. And rain cover messed it all up. Sorry, I had my monitor covered for the drips. Well done, genre. A male and a female pin-tailed wider. There's a fly that's trapped in here with us in the rain covers. You got it. There it is. Sitting. Is it sitting nicely now? Is it flying? Oh, I can see another one that was sitting. Awesome. Very cool. Well done, Jandre. Bravo. Roof. And roof. Now this is the home of the crowned crane. There has to be at least one crowned crane. Oh. Forked lightning. There has to be at least one crowned crane somewhere here. In the bog. Making their funny calls. Quick, quick! Off to Brent for another bird.
There we go. Another bird. It is a member of the heron species. A very funny looking heron. I can hear another one making a noise. Oh, listen, we can hear fish eagles. Beautiful call. Beautiful call. Now there we go. It's a hammerkop. There's another two sitting right here on the little rock bridge we're about to attempt to cross. Hello, hammerkops. Now, they do like a good frog meal, and this weather is going to bring out the frogs for them. So I think they're probably not too sad about the rain. Oh. Sorry, Ja, let's try. Oh, don't fly away. Don't you dare fly away. I don't know what it is, but it's small and testicular-like. Sitting on top there. Pin-tailed wider. Yay! Hello, wider. Sure. Very small. I couldn't even see it was black and white in this dull light. There's that hammerkorp calling again, but sounds like Jamie's got another bird. Oh, Jamie doesn't have another bird. Sorry, I misheard. But I do have another bird, as long as we don't get stuck here. Just around the corner. Oh, this is not looking too well. Let's put the diff lock on. Hold on, guys. Whee! Muddy, 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 muddy slide. Muddy, muddy, muddy. Don't slide down the hill. There we go. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What have we got? We've got a few birds here. I'm just going to turn so Jahawi has a bigger window to operate out of. Okay, so we've got a European stork. We saw that this morning. Let's go across to the egrets on the right. There we go. The big egret is a great white egret. And then the little egrets are cattle egrets. I was hoping for a little egret or an intermediate, but alas, no such luck. Let's just have a quick perusal around. So behind the European stork, there's some little white birds. Oh no, actually, sorry. From the European stork, where's my finger? Just go there, somewhere around there. A little bit out of it. Saw a heron. There we go. I did see a heron. Black-headed heron. I just saw him pop out of the swamp there. Lovely. Oh, yellow-billed stork. Hold on, hold on. Yellow-billed stork, don't you fly away from me. Quickly while it's flying. There we go. Yellow-billed stork. And he's gone. It still counts. We got him on camera. Oh, he's back. Or is it a white stork? Oh, I can't see now on this. No, it's a white stork. False alarm, folks. Sorry about that. Already seen that one. Oh, dearie. Okay, let's keep moving along the edge of the swamp here. No. Well, it sounds like Jamie's got confused because it's birding big day, not birding hyena big day. Let's go have a look.
Well, you know, I can't just drive past a hyena, especially not when it's drooling so beautifully for us. You know, when you smell dinner and it's not quite ready yet and you start to salivate. I mean, hopefully you don't drool to quite this level. I'm not judging if you do, but presumably you don't. But this poor hyena has decided or has made its way towards a buffalo. But unfortunately, well, there's not very much left. And we've actually got 3 hyenas here, so, you know, I know they're not birds, but this is such a wonderful, wonderful sighting that I simply couldn't resist showing you. It also tells us something. It tells us that during the course... Hello, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. There you go, it's all right. During the course of our trip across the river, a buffalo was killed, eaten, and has gone pretty much entirely in 3 days. I suspect my money's on the musketeers, but I could be mistaken. But the musketeer male lion's not the musketeer cheetah. I'm just going to be quiet for a second so you can hear the crackle of the bones. No, it's okay. It's all right. Oh, you were doing so well. Now, of course, as soon as I said that, I've gone quiet. But just wait, it'll come. And they're biting away at the vertebral column. Oh, Aaron, did you hear the fishy go? I'm so glad Brent managed to show you one. All the carcass flies are sitting on us. It's disgusting. Oh, smelly, smelly. Of course, hyenas are the expert clean-up operation. They'll make sure... You'll probably find that in the next 2 or so days, depending on whether they can be bothered or not, these bones will be scattered around here. This is a youngster. You can see it's quite tiny and still very fluffy. Oh yes, that's where the best part is, isn't it? There's still a little bit of skin there. Alright, we better go and find some more feathered creatures before we get into trouble. Off you go to Brent, who has found one in the meantime.
There we go. You can see the sacred ibises, and then just there's a dark, quite dull-looking ibis close by to them. That's the hardy-da or Hededa ibis. Now, I did, with my binoculars, spot... Oh dear, what is going on there? It's Topi being Topi chasing each other around. I thought there might be a Rhino behind one of them. Now, this is going to be some serious extreme zoom lens birding. So I think you almost... Okay, so just to the opposite side of the swamp, Jar. Here we go. Somewhere around there. There he is. Got his back to us. Looks like a marabou. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Yeah, marabou stalk. Yes, it is a marabou stalk. Yes, it is a marabou stalk. Now, there we go. That funny thing with its back to us there. But if we go off to the left and keep coming. Unfortunately, there's no road on that side close to the swamp. There we go. Keep coming a bit more. Where is he now? There we go. There's a saddle-billed stork. There we go, saddle-billed storks. Yay, that's another species. Oh, what have we got? Flappeting. That's just a woolly-necked. Okay, let's move on to our next vantage point across the Samaki swamp, which is being very good to us so far. C-Mac wants to know, what owls can you see in Kenya? Oh, quite a lot. You've even got some endemic owls. There's a little owl called the Sokoko scops owl, which only occurs in two tiny little patches of forest around the border of Kenya and Tanzania. You have grass owls, marsh owls, Cape eagle owl, spotted eagle owl, greyish eagle owl, giant eagle owl, which is Varro's eagle owl, Pell's fishing owl, barn owl, northern white-faced scops owl, normal scops, Bard. I'm not sure if Bard and Pearl Spotted occur this far north. I actually haven't heard them calling here. We'll have to have a check. Oh, we've got 3 minutes till Tristan the Terrible tries to keep up with us here in the Mara. Okay. Well, how many birds can we get in the 3 minutes before Tristan gets on drive? That is the question. Okay, let's go see if we can find some wet oxpeckers on the impala, or if not on them, on the buffalo. I don't think we might get a struggle for oxpeckers today in this weather. Oh dear, there's another storm coming in our way. Okay. Oh, these sandpipers keep flying away at high speed. Not an oxpecker in sight. So let's go see what Jamie's up to.
I'm sitting. I'm very sorry. I was trying to show you the hyenas still, but unfortunately some other vehicles have arrived. And I thought they were trying to come past, so I moved out of their way, and now we can't see anything, and there's another car off to the side of us. And with these rain covers, you can sort of see a hyena through our beautiful windscreen. How would you look at that? What a lovely view. Lovely view. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Faith, there's nothing I can do. There's also a car behind me on this side, I think. Oh, now they're squealing. Yep, there is a car to the right of me. There's nothing I can do. I have to sit here. Okay, well, since we're sitting here and we don't have much of a view to show you, let's go across to Brent while he carries on the bird search.
Well, we're trying. The weather is turning against us, I tell you, against us. But is that what I think it is? Sitting on that buffalo's nose. Yes, we have found some wet oxpeckers. Well, which variety are they? Oh, they look to be red-billed, which is the less common variety in the Mara. Oh, that's a nice little treat. Red-billed oxpeckers. Now, if we move to that buffalo just to the left, there was another oxpecker. Oh, no, he's running away. On its back now, is that also a red-billed? I can't see just yet. It looks to be another red-billed. Oh, that's quite a nice surprise. I'm just going to move forward a bit so we can have a squiz over the other buffalo to see if they're not keeping a yellow-billed in store for us. Sorry, we're just having a quick lens wipe. A splash of water managed to get its way through. Okay, let's have a look. Are there any oxpeckers on the others? No, no, and no. Scarlett's wondering if I could be a bird for a day, which bird would I be? Woof. Scarlett, that is a very difficult question, but I'm going to have to answer that later, because now we have some birds to look at. So just on the other side, there. Here we go. We've got some. Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay. Oh, we're at full zoom. There we go. That actually is a black-winged stilt. It doesn't have its full colors yet. A black-winged stilt. Very nice, very nice. Oh, let's have a look to the left, just see if those were other black-winged stilts, or were those... Oh, that definitely wasn't. That looks like to be oh, it's one of two. You're gonna have to wait for them to pop out. There's two of them. And what color are their legs? Dark legs. Dark legs. Wood sandpipers. Looks to be wood sandpipers. Okay. I'm just gonna double check that. Sandpipers are notoriously difficult. So I'm just gonna double check the sandpiper. And there's that black-winged stilt again. Oh, I see. Let's go back to, there we go. That's not what I thought it was, actually. Does that bill look like it's turning up to you, Jar?
Yeah.
It does. Oh, very well. This could be a treat. I'm just not sure what it is. Oh, of course it is. I'm a nana. I'm such a nana. I apologize. I got overexcited there. It is a green shank. Oh dear. That is a green shank. Just go back to the other one that was behind it. I think they saw another bird. Oh dearie me, Tristan the Terrible is out and about and joining the competition. Let's go see what he's got. Excuse you, Buffalo.
We are indeed Brent Leo Smith. We are coming for you and we are going to try and challenge you as best we can. From myself, Tristan, as Brent mentioned, I've also got Seb on camera today. It's a very warm welcome to a rather cold, dreary, wet Djuma. It seems as though both sides are experiencing a bit of rain this afternoon, which will not hamper our spirits or our determination to beat one another at this stage. I know Brent is fiercely competitive, and well, so am I, and when the two of us get together, it should be an entertaining afternoon. I'm sure plenty of jibes have already been had by Brent, and so we'll have to catch up really quickly. Now, we did have a bird, and we hopefully will get it back on camera shortly, but before I talk about the bird, remember that this is live, it is interactive. Hashtag Safari Live on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with our bird challenge or YouTube chat as well. Now, there is one bird which we've already have on our Djuma list, but it's sitting right here, so we might as well show it, given that it is birding big day and all birds deserve a bit of attention, and given that this little fork-tailed drongo is sitting right in the way, it might as well just show it briefly on screen. You can see why it's given that name, with that deeply forked tail and that little black kind of body. Very unmistakable, but common birds to see in this particular area. Now, the bird that we did have was not this individual. It was actually a grey hornbill. Now, I didn't see where they flew off to. Did you see, Seb?
Some over there.
Okay. There's a Senegal lapwing. Now we've got those on our list already from this morning, I believe. So we're going to try and see if I can find the crowned lapwings that spend a lot of time on quarantine open areas. There's quite a few of them in this section, so hopefully I'll be able to find them somewhere here. I did see them earlier as we came out onto quarantine and they flew away from me, so I'm trying to kind of track them down. And this is the thing about birds, is that it is very difficult. It's kind of, you've got to have them as you live, because they sort of take off and you find them quickly and then they fly away. So we're going to have to be quite on point with our birds this morning. Scarlett, you're asking if I could be a bird for a day. Which bird would I be? Well, Scarlett, I think I would be my favorite bird, which is that of a crowned eagle. And the reason why is just the terrain that they inhabit is unbelievable. They're in these kind of forested areas, and it's places that are generally quite thick. They also often roost on cliffs, and it would just be amazing to fly as high as eagles do, as well as just to see what they do and see the secretive nature of a crowned eagle. I would love to see what they get up to all day, every day, because they're not the easiest birds to find, particularly in this particular section. We do see them here sometimes, but not very often at all. Now, while I'm driving, I'm trying to just scan around on the grassy areas, because this is where the crowned lapwings will be. They'll be down on the ground, much like the Senegal lapwings. And Seb says he can see a bird somewhere. What can you see, Seb? Whereabouts? Oh, there we go. There it goes. So there's our grey hornbill that is just flown away at the moment. So I'm going to try go a little bit forward, Seb. Let's see if we can see it again. But that counts, I'm sure. It was in the picture and it did fly away. So there's one for our afternoon list already. There it is. It's straight through, Seb. Can you see it? Just over there. So hopefully it will stick around long enough. I find these hornbills tend to move quite a bit. There it goes. So once again, it's a brief glimpse of a hornbill just dive bombing. But it is definitely a grey hornbill. So for those of you who think that I'm completely mad, the nice thing about red-billed and yellow-billed hornbills is that their beaks are very bright. The grey hornbill, which I will show you shortly, is a lot kind of more dull and not as easily to, well, you can't confuse it really between the red and yellow bills, because that's what it looks like. It doesn't have nearly as much color. It's also got less white. It's more gray on the head areas, and so you can see them quite nicely. Now this is the male with the blackish beak, and then if I just scroll up a little bit, sorry Seb, there's the female, which has got a little bit more cream and a red tip. So we had a female a little bit earlier. Right. Good. We're going to carry on with our bird quest. It sounds like Brent Leo Smith is increasing the lead because he's found another feathered friend. So let's jump across quickly before it flies away.
Yes, indeed. We have brown parrots or mayor's parrots. Both names are correct. And we don't get to see them out in the open too often. They are quite a long way away on top of a large jackalberry or Diospirus. Not the same jackalberry as we get, or that Tristan will be looking for birds in at Djuma, a different species of Diospirus. There's a couple of hundred in Africa. There we go, and they're eating the fruits, enjoying the fruits. You can see the zygodactyl feet at work. Now, of course, when I refer to zygodactyl feet, it means 2 toes facing forward and 2 toes facing back. Now, we're listening. There's lots of birds calling around us. And frogs. And Tristan might be in trouble, because I think I can get past the storm ahead of us and into sunshine, and then the birding game is all but done. Okay, let's keep checking around here. It'll be very exciting to lift the sides for the birding game. Hi, Brent again. Brent wants to know, are there any bird species that will move their eggs when they're in danger? Not that I know of. No, actually, not that I've ever heard of. Not African birds that I know of will move their eggs. I suppose the closest thing possibly is an ostrich, who will chase and defend its eggs, even against lions sometimes, and especially against hyenas. They'll chase hyenas. And we did find an ostrich nest not so long ago, actually 2 days ago. Okay, now decision time. Do we take the chance to go into the forested area but towards the rain? Or do we stay on the edge of the forest and head for the Mara River? Mara River. I think we're going to hit by rain and we're not going to see many birds in the forest when it's raining. So I think it's time to take a left. And then we're going to slide around this corner. So we're still staying right on the edge of the forest. Well, while we keep searching for our birdie birds, let's go say hello to Noelle to see if she knows what a bird looks like.
Tell me when. Good afternoon, everyone. It's birding big day. Yay! And we've got a male red-crested cormorant. I am Noelle, and on camera I've got the wildebeest. Hello, Wildy. It is not raining as badly as it was this morning. It's let up a little bit. It's a little bit chilly, but it's good for birding, and the owlites are hopefully going to be out, the little flying termites. Don't forget, we are live, we are interactive, hashtag Safari Live on the Twitter, or you can follow us on YouTube chat. So I believe the bird count is 35 and 22. I've got Tristan out with me this afternoon as well. We are on the 22 side at Djuma, 35 in the Mara. So I'm hoping to smash out some birds for you all this afternoon. So I'm just going to sit just for a minute and see if anything comes past or calls out and we can show you on camera. But while I do that, let's head over to Tristan and maybe he's got another bird for our list.
We do. I'm just trying to get it on camera for Seb. There we go, Seb. Oh no, it's just flown away. Of course it would. This is the way birds are. But there is one that's sitting right on the top of a dead tree there. But it's against the light completely, and I cannot for the life of me get any color on it or see what exactly it is. It's got a little white supercilium on it, so you can see a bit of white over the eye, and it looks like one of our flycatchers, but I really can't see nicely at all. The coloration is not great, so I'm going to try and sneak forward a little bit so we can make a positive ID. It's definitely a bird for the list. I don't think we've seen one of these, unless it's one of the sparrows, but I don't think so. But hopefully if I get a bird closer, there we go. How's that, Seb? Is that a bit better or not really? Because obviously we've got to worry about the roof a little bit. Now this is the problem with grey overcast days, is to get coloration and anything like that is really quite tough. I wonder if it's not a yellow-throated petronia. Might be. But it is definitely one we can add to our list. I'm just trying to see. It looks like a yellow-throated petronia, so if we have a look here, didn't bring my books today because otherwise they're going to get a little wet, so we're going to have to deal with the phone. But you can see it's got a very big white supercilium that goes over the eye, chunky beak like what we're seeing there, little white throat and yellow. But against this light, that white throat is going to almost disappear the way it's sitting, but you do often find them up on trees like that, so that's what I'm 99% sure it is. So there we go, there's another one. Now our red-backed shrike was also here and it seems to have flown away, so I'm just going to scan as we turn now and start going back towards quarantine. I'm just going to scan along. The red-backed shrikes do like areas like this, on the edge of an open section where they can hawk down and hunt little insects. They'll sit in these little trees and then they watch and they wait, and as soon as an insect comes past, then they come down and they grab them and then back to the trees again. So it's a great place to be able to see them. Right, now I believe that Jamie is also heavily participating in our birding challenge, and she also has a bird, so let's jump across to the Mara and see what she's got.
Had past participle. It's still there. It's just hiding behind the buffalo. There is a woolly-necked stork, and I am deeply aggrieved that we weren't able to show it to you. We're still going to show it to you, despite all protestations to the contrary. just don't know where it's gone, Jandre. It really has gone. Maybe if I go backwards. Let me wait till this car comes past. We also had red-billed oxpeckers. They flew away. That's 2 potentials for... Oh, and a hammerkop. Hammerkop. Jandre, can you do it? Can you do it? Oh, you got the stalk. You got the stalk. Well done. Well done, Jandre. And the hammerkop... I mean, I can't believe I'm doing this. No, the hammerkop's too far away. I'll go find another hammerkop while we look at our woolly-necked stork. Let's go across to Noelle, who's found another feathered friend. Oh, it caught a fish.
We have a southern black tit who has managed to sit in this tree for a couple of minutes. Thank goodness. We also had a raptor fly off, but unfortunately it was too quick to ID. And as you know, birding big day rules for us are we have to catch it on camera. So I'm hoping this is another one to add to our list. We're going to carry on down the road. We've been sitting here for a couple of minutes and see if we can come up with anything else along the way. We've also been having a look for some lions and some elephants. We got some nice tracks for the elephants, but nothing from our lions. I have the feeling that they're holed up inside of one of the drainage lines at the moment, so we'll just have to give them a little bit of time and see what happens. Now, there's lots of impala coming past. Shame everybody's a little bit nervous because of all of this wind and rain. Oh, that was a big leap. Impalas can jump over 2 meters high and over 10 meters wide. And while we are busy looking for more birds, let's head over to Brent, who also has a bird to add to his list, I think.
Well, here we go. It is a juvenile basilia who is doing a bit of preening after the rain. But what's more exciting is I'm just going to keep quiet. Is the turacos have started making lots of noise, and I'm hoping we catch them at the tops of these trees. Oh, we're going to leave that juvenile basilia for now to dry off, and I can hear a big group of turacos making a lot of noise just in the forest behind here. So there's 2 main species of turacos. Their calls can be very difficult to tell apart, but we get scallows and rosses here. Now, Jamie showed you rosses up top, so I'm hoping we can possibly show you both. It was about... They sounded like they were just on the edge, and when they're calling like that, they're often sitting very high in the trees and making a hullabaloo, a lot of noise. And we got some other birds on top of that tree here for now, just while I try listen for the turacos again on the skinny tree, the one without the leaves, that one there. Yeah, there we go. I think it was just there we go. It's just some Cape turtle doves. But yes, Cape turtle dove is another one for our list. Come on, turacos, make a noise again. Darn it, it sounds like they've headed deeper into the forest. Okay, well, we carry on. Whoopsie. KKBB would like to know if I've ever seen a Pals fishing hour. Yes, I have. I've actually seen quite a few of them in quite a few different places as well. And I've heard them calling in the Mara. But unfortunately, you can't really get access to where they would be roosting along the river. Would be our big problem to get in there. But it seems like Tristan has got a bird who makes as much noise as he does.
Now, I'm sorry, I was just moving the vehicle because our poles are getting in the way. We have our rain roof on and our crowned lapwing is dancing all over the place and is typically going to the side where the pole was. So I sold Sebastian down the river there. I'm sorry, Seb. But there we go. So Seb is saying it's all right. But there we go. That's our crowned lapwings, so there's another one to the list itself, which is good news. We are adding them slowly but surely. They are arriving. There's a Senegal lapwing in the background, so you can see a nice difference between the two. One's got that very prominent crown, hence its name, that white and black banding that we see over the top, and then those bright orange legs. They also tend to be a lot more feisty than the Senegal lapwings, and far more flighty too. So they are both feisty and flighty, and trying to get close to them has been a bit of a nightmare this afternoon. Every time I try and move, they run away or move away. But nice to add them. I think from here, let's head down towards Djuma Dam or Gari Pan and see what we can find. Now, Noelle is holding up her side of Team Djuma, and hopefully she has another successful bird to show you.
We have green wood hoopoes, also known as red-billed wood hoopoes. They're a gregarious bird, a bird that likes to be in a little group. I can count 3 so far inside of this knobthorn tree. They've got a nice decurved beak, an overcurve to the beak, and they're busy hunting through the bark to pick up insects, as you can see nicely on the screen there. Absolutely beautiful birds. They do have a little bit of iridescence to them. Unfortunately, with this type of light, we're not really seeing it, but that red bill is, or beak rather, is coming out nicely. Now, as I sit here, I can hear red-chested cuckoo in the background. There's a few other birds that are calling, and I'm just trying to see if anything wants to come close enough to us so that we can show you and keep our count going. Just have a quick listen. And of course, now that I say this, everything has gone extremely quiet. Okay, I'm going to slowly meander. Slowly meander down, find some more birds for our Djuma list, but Jamie's up in the Mara and she's got another bird. Let's head on over to her.
Well, we have a bird that you've already seen, but Chandra says it's so pretty that he wanted to put it on camera first before we showed you the other bird. So there's a superb starling for you. And then I wanted to show you some spur-winged lapwings to add to our total. I'm now losing track of which birds Brent and I have seen, because apparently you've already seen a woolly-necked stork with Brent, which is pretty tragic. Have you seen a 3-banded plover, though? Because there's a 3-banded plover. Do you think it's going to fly away? Hold on. So, no. Let me show you. It's in the road in front of us. Don't run away. I mean, fly away. Or run away. Whatever the birds do. Have we had a 3-banded plover yet? No! No, come back. And now I'm in the mud. You got it. Bravo, Chandra. Yee! Yay! Okay, so you might have had woolly-necked stork, but at least I can add that to your list. Phew! They're a little 3-banded plover. One of my favourite little birds, actually. I know that Tristan knows where there's a 3-banded plover nest with little chicks. And perhaps he'll show them to you a little bit later. I don't even know if those chicks have got big yet. They must have. I lose track of time so quickly and so easily out here. But Tristan had this amazing sighting with a little 3-banded plover chicks. So there we go. Some more birds for you on a cold, rainy Mara. Or in a cold, rainy Mara. Apparently it's raining on Djuma as well. So I think we've done pretty well considering. What's the total, Faith? What are we chasing here? Because Djuma's got the nocturnal birds. We don't. So we got to give ourselves a head start here. I really hope there's no car behind me. Oh, apparently the scores are being retallied. There's some confusion. It's match fixing. Match fixing, I tell you. Where are all of the crowned cranes? Off to Brent, who has found you another bird in the Mara.
There we go. Fork-tailed drongo. You saw one. Oh, off it goes. Back again. In the Sabi Sands with Tristan. Now, you've seen one here in the Mara. Sorry, I've just seen another bird. I'm just going to go forward a little bit. And I think it'll be a new one for everyone's Mara bird list if we can catch it. So it looks like there's a little alate explosion. So it's tiny little termites that are coming out. So we're getting quite the little bird party forming behind. And I saw a batis Okay, so just have a look. Isn't this pretty next to this little pan? Where did it go? Oh, it's done the disappearing act. Just wait a little bit longer. Just looking for any movement. Oh, but it seems like Tristan is upping his game with a few more species.
Do we have woodland kingfisher?
No.
Now, we've got another bird to add to the list, so a water thickney that we've got there that is sitting right on the edge of Gowrie Dam, and these little birds are here quite often. We see them a lot around water sections. There's a hardy-dar ibis, but we've already got them on the list, so we don't need to worry about them too much. There's another one that's walking along the edge. You can see that white on the wing that separates them from the spotted thickneys, which don't have those white lines along the edge. So those two are another one for the list. Now, I've just been scanning around at Gowrie Dam looking. I can hear a Wahlberg's eagle calling, which I'm not sure we've got on the list, so I'm trying to find the Wahlberg's eagle and see where exactly that's gone, but I can't actually see it. I think it might have gone towards the nest potentially behind us. We know there's a Wahlberg's eagle that nests behind us, so we'll go look there. But we also can't forget about our mammals this afternoon. So there's a beautiful group of male nyala. They tend to be here most days, actually. I've seen quite a lot of them, and in the background some of the ladies moving around with their little ones. So you can see they're looking at the grass on the other side of the little fence that is around Vuyatela camp and thinking to themselves that would be a nice place to go and feed. It's not to say they don't actually get in there. They do. I've seen them getting through that fence every now and then. They jump over it, or they find a little gate that's open and in they go to go and feed. But beautiful to see them, particularly when you get a bit of rain. Everything becomes a lot brighter green, and so it is beautiful to watch. Now, Brent Leo Smith, who is, like I say, as competitive as ever, is still forging ahead with the birds, and I wonder what the update is on our count between Mara and Djuma.
Well, there we go. We have a very grumpy when it decides to turn its head towards us brown snake eagle. Now, not that common in the Mara, but there's a pair we see in this area quite often. Now, wait till he turns so you can see that brilliant eye of his, but he's puffed up and not looking impressed with life. When we first spotted him, he was being harassed by a pair of drongos. Oh, shame. Does not look happy. But now, I can hear a whole bunch of birds in the edge of this forest start waking up. Kaylin is wondering, what is the greatest predatory bird? Well, I can only speak for African birds. I don't know the other birds that well, but it would definitely, without a doubt, have to be the crowned eagle. And they're capable of taking baboons. There's even records of them taking small children. Now, that is quite impressive. There's tropical boo-boos calling up ahead. Catherine, the difference between a beak and a bill? I'm not sure. I think they're both the same thing. Maybe a beak's hooked and a bill's not. I don't know, actually. I have not a clue. I've never thought about that before. Good question, Catherine. Difference between a beak and a bill. A heron has got a bill. A raptor's got a beak. What does a chicken have? A chicken has a beak, so it can't be the hook. Well, speaking of raptors, it looks like we got another one up ahead. And some slippery roads. Let's just get to this big bird quickly. There we go. There we go. Let's have a look. What have we got up there? Oh dear, this light. We're going to have to change angles. Let's get a bit closer. That light is going to make IDing that bird very difficult. So, Faith asked Tristan, and like with me, he says, I don't think there's a difference between a beak and a bill. Now let's see what bill or beak belongs to this bird, or which bird belongs to the bill or beak it's attached to. It looks almost to be a juvenile battalier. There we go. James Hendry is piped in from Final Control. No difference between a bill and a beak. Thank you, James. Thank you, Tristan. There's a grumpy juvenile battalier. He looks about as grumpy as the brown snake eagle we just saw. These tropical boo-boos and turacos are calling just too deep in the forest for us to find them. Now, let's go across to a bird who's got a bird.
We have a Cape glossy starling. You can see some of the iridescence on the back there. The reason why I say Cape glossy as opposed to a greater blue-eared, which we also get here, is that eye ring was orange as opposed to yellow. And I believe that is another one for our list. Vildy's just saying now that he thinks he saw a heron back at the dam. We're just going to turn around very quickly. But as I say that, sorry, there's another bird that I can see. It's going to be at about our 12 o'clock, Vildy, inside of the tree there. I just want to triple check with my binos. Looks like a Burchell starling. You see where I'm looking, Vildy? I go up a little bit. Yeah. There we go, Burchell starling. Listen, listen, listen. You hear the lion? He's just in the drainage system. Can we hear that? It sounds like he's coming close to us. Okay, so there's lots of great birds in the drainage system as well. I just want to pull down a little bit. Maybe we can bird and do lions at the same time. Let's have a quick look. We're just going to come up here. That's not too far at all. So this morning, Vildy and Ralph had one of the Birmingham males along with a female and some cubs, but we couldn't get signal out. So we are going to try and get a view, and while we're doing that, let's head on back to Jamie and see what she has for us, and then we'll keep scouting. His door.
A black-winged stilt. A black-winged stilt, a black-winged stilt, the black-winged stilt is gone. Have we already got that one? Well done, Jandre. Very, very well done. Have we already got a black-winged stilt? Yes! We don't have a black-winged stilt. That was a black-winged stilt, by the way. We'll be sitting watching it wade through the water, but it was on camera, it counts. And some 3-banded plovers and some Egyptian goose. I did that this morning as well. Egyptian geese. Here we go, another 3-banded plover. Okay, well, the only one that we had to add was actually the black-winged stilt. And now the rest of them. Oh, sandpiper. Hold on. Jandre's saved the day. Which sandpiper have we got here? Well done, Jandre. Have we done sandpipers, Faith? I don't know why I keep asking you to keep track. We have not done sandpipers. My instinct was marsh sandpiper when I first saw it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm just checking up on myself. Not a wood. Definitely not a wood. I'm just going to double check myself on which bird it is. So while we do that, let's send you across to Tristan. Otherwise, I'll sabotage him.
we've managed to find our European rollers. Now, this is definitely the first one that I've managed to put on a camera, which is really very cool to see. I have seen one a few days ago, and there's actually two of them together. So they're busy hovering around trying to get insects that the waterbuck that are close to them are busy disturbing. And so they're flying from branch to branch. You can see the movement there, and just hawking little insects as they go along. But great to see them again. It's been a long time, like I say, since I've seen these guys and have managed to kind of spend time with them. But they seem to be not very cooperative. There's another one on top of that stump there, Seb. So if you go straight in where the tree is broken, so there we go. There's our European rollers. They're still quite sort of drab. Maybe it's just the color, I mean the weather and the grey coloration, but normally they have this powder blue and it's quite a rich blue color, but today is a little bit on the drab side. But nice to see anyway. Like I say, it's one of the migratories we always wait for. The one that we're still trying to find is the carmine bee-eaters. So no carmines just yet, but I hope that they will be around fairly soon. Right, now while we meander on, try to find something else, I believe Noel has found a wood hoopoo.
All right, we've got an African hoopoo. Fantastic. There's his little crest. And then just above him, I believe Vildy has spotted some laughing doves. There we go. I don't think we've gotten laughing doves either. How fantastic. And then there was an arrow-marked babbler, but now he's gone off. We'll just have to have a look around. So that audio for that lion was just here, so I'm just going to wait a minute or two while we're still birding and see if he calls for us again. I don't think he's very far. I do think he's right in here. It's a little bit of a tricky area that we're going to have to meander through and around, so we'll just have to be a little bit patient, but we know that he's here, and this is also just a very good spot for birding. We've got tall trees, we've got small trees, we've got bushes, we've got a little bit of flowering bushes that are going on. I can hear fork-tailed drongos calling. Have we done a drongo, James Richard? Is that on our list for Djuma yet? Okay, we've done a drongo. All right, let's go back to Tristan quickly, and then we'll keep on searching.
Well, we do have another bird to add. They are busy hopping around in the bottom there. Of course, they would go down as we kind of get going, but there is a male wattled starling that is busy skulking around at the bottom, and his female counterparts, and you can see the difference between the two is quite vast. They've got a massive dimorphism between the two of them. So the male's got that bright yellow and black facial mask with those wattles that hang down, and the female is a little bit more drab in coloration. But that's a nice one to pick up. I didn't expect to see them here. You often find them around animals, so surprised that they're on their own and kind of just moving around. Now there's also a red-backed shrike here, which I'm going to try and see if we can get on. It just flew across the road and darted into one of these thorn trees. So I don't want to go too far. Where have you gone? I don't see it here anywhere. Oh, there it is. So Seb, if you go straight over my head, basically, into this bush, and right there about where my finger is, if you just punch in straight there, you should see it. There it is, in the middle of the frame. So there's our red-backed shrike. You can see that beautiful red russet coloration, grey head, black facial mask, white throat. And what has it got there? It looks like it's got some sort of... Is that a dragonfly of some sort? Or what is that? Well, it's gone, whatever it was. So, unfortunately, that was the end of whatever that was. I couldn't really see what it looked like, but it almost had a long orangish tail, so I'm not sure what it gulped down, but whatever it was, it must have been quite good. And this is typical shrike behavior towards a thorn tree where they feed, and once they've fed, they clean their beak like that. So they'll wipe it, just getting rid of any of the little bits that might have gotten onto the beak, keep themselves nice and clean, and then they fly away. So we're going to carry on, see what other little creatures we can find. I'm going to go through the Mulawati now, and there should be lots of interesting birds there. While we do that, let's go back across to Brent Leo Smith with yet another feathered friend.
There we go. We've found some more birds. A little bit. There we go. And it's a big one. There we go. Ground hornbills. They'll be out in search of frogs and other creatures that might have come out after the rain. Ready to pounce and use that powerful bill. I see he's found something there, stabbing into the grass. Now they'll eat snakes, frogs, big bugs, rodents. Looks like he just got himself a muddy beak and no meal out of it. Oh, I can hear them calling. Doo-doo. Oh, quickly. In the sky, flying above the tree line there. You see them? Big flock of white-faced ducks. And we should turn and we should get a view of the white face shortly. Come on, turn. Turn, ducks. Oh, they're on a mission, that lot. There we go. We can see the white-faced ducks now as they turn. And a fish eagle in the background as they went past. But while our ducks fly off into the distance, let's go back to Tristan with another bird.
Now, we do have some rattling testiculars as well. They're eluding us a little bit, but they are straight there, Seb. If you go straight into the base of that fallen over dead tree, there we go. They all, yep, they were all on there at some point. Now, I wonder if they've flown off. Maybe they have. I can hear them calling, so they're making a lot of noise in this area. But while we kind of wait for them to fly back there, they've just flown onto the tree itself. There we go. Rattling testiculars that are busy bouncing around all over the place, making lots and lots of noise. And they don't sit still for a second. They're a tough one to get on camera, but a nice one nonetheless. And you can see that typical testicular flapping of the wings, tail flick that they have, and lots of noise as well. Now, there's another bird that's lurking also down on the ground next to us, which I don't know if we've put on yet, but is crested francolins. They also, we have these then, do you say, Seb? I think Seb may have filmed them this morning. I'm just trying to work out what's been done and what's not, but we might as well show them anyway, because, well, if we get them, we get them and they're around. I'm surprised we haven't had any guinea fowl yet. We're going to have to try and find them, so we're going to look for them around the Mulawati. We often do find guinea fowl around the Mulawati or on quarantine there, around there at sunset, so it'll be a good place to check for them. And Chitwa Dam is another good place. And of course, Chitwa Dam is our little secret weapon that we're going to keep up our sleeve until just a little bit later and try find some other birds until then. But while we do that, there is a bird that we might find at Chitwa Dam that Jamie has managed to find in the Masai Mara.
I cannot believe it's taken us this long to put this particular bird on screen, unless of course Brent already has, in which case I apologize. A hammerkop that absolutely the Djuma team will find as well, I have no doubt, on this birding big day. So there you go, a hammerkop for you. Literally translated, hammerhead, due to the shapes of their heads. Savage frog hunters. I've got to move. I'm sorry, I can hear another vehicle coming up behind me. There's also some spur-winged lapwings, but we've done them. I can't believe we haven't found one crowned crane for you. There were so many. Okay, Brent doing the Mara proud. Off to him, he's got another one.
Look at that. It is a spectacular pied kingfisher sitting over a little lugger, trying to catch a little bit of late supper. Look how his eyes are darting around. Oh, you can see all the midges near him buzzing about. They're not going to be eaten by him, of course. They might irritate him, just like they're doing, while he's trying to focus on catching a tadpole or a small fish. And you can hear us being serenaded by the ground hornbills in the distance. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, let's keep moving. Oh. Just hang on a second before we move a mussel jar. Rhino. There we go. I'm going to see if I can get a bit closer, but let's just get a safety. There we go. That's 3 black rhino. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Hopefully they've got a yellow-billed oxpecker on them for us. Okay, I'm going to get on the next road that takes us quite a bit closer to them. Okay, that's quite exciting. It's always nice to have a black rhino sighting. Ooh, but exciting, Noel's got a bird of the night.
We have a barred owlet. How incredible. One of our daytime owls. It's tiny, it's little, that's why it's an owlet. Just listen. Could everybody hear that? So we get pearl spotted and we get barred. This is a barred. It's a little bit harder to see, but the call definitely makes it so that it's a barred. You hear that? Fantastic. Now, I've heard barred owlets, I don't know how many times, but this is the first one I've actually physically seen in a decade of guiding. So this is really fantastic for me. And there he's calling, calling, calling. How great. There he goes again. Absolutely fantastic. So he's tiny. He's just the size of your hand. Probably about, I would guesstimate 5 or 6 inches tall, if that were to be my guess. And we've got Tristan with another bird, so let's quickly go to him.
We do indeed. One of my favorite of the small accipiters, this little shikra. And now I'm sure there is a nest somewhere close by, because I see the shikra here often. James has seen it a few times, and various other presenters as well. And so I'm sure it's got a nest somewhere in this general area. Now we know it's a shikra because it's got that cherry red eye, and very small bird. It's one of the smaller sparrowhawk species, and so it's a nice bird to see. You can also hear a couple of the other birds are alarm calling around it, and that's actually what sort of led us on to this particular bird. But nice to see. Now there is a vehicle that is coming up behind me, so I'm going to carry on and just move forward, because they will probably want to just get past us at some point, and here is not a great place for them to be able to get past, so we're going to just try and carry on. I did have a magpie shrike in this area as well, and so it would be nice if that magpie shrike decided to show itself again. It flew off when the shikra landed, because I think it got a bit of a fright and then went kind of away from us, but I'm sure we'll find some more of them. There are lots of magpie shrikes in this particular area, and so we should be able to find them, although going down into the Mulawati is not the best place for magpie shrikes. It'll be a great place for things like green pigeons, brown-headed parrots, those kind of things, but it's not going to be good for... Now there's another bird just up in front here. I don't know if we've got any laughing doves just yet, so I just want to see, is it a laughing dove or a Cape turtle? No, Cape turtle, ringneck dove we've got. So while I find our laughing dove, let's go back across to Brent, who thinks he's going to win, but we know he's got no chance, and see what he's got.
Here we go, another species to put the nail in Tristan's coffin. Common sandpiper. And it's coming right up to us. Hello. He's too close now. He's right here. Hello, little sandpiper. Here we go. And as we drove into this little water crossing, I said to Jahawi, where are the sandpipers today? And then one decided to embrace us with its presence. Now, I'm still going to take you closer to those rhinoceri. I'm just trying to see which termite mound they're on with the road is going to be the best. I think this one's going to be the best. Nice to see 3 rhinos together. Nice to see 1 rhino, but let alone 3 black rhino together. Always the treat. And I'm hoping they maybe have a yellow-billed oxpecker on them. We managed to not slide off the road. There we go. There they are. I think they're just in between both roads. It is very wet today. I don't think we're going to get much closer than this, I'm afraid. So let's have a look. I'm just trying to find a gap. There we go. There they are. Kifaru or Bejan, depending where you are. Kifaru here, Bejan back on Djuma. But of course, Tristan is trying desperately to catch up, so let's see what he's got now.
So we've managed to find one of the more common species that I was hoping to find this afternoon, which is our helmeted guinea fowl friends. I was saying that we do see them along the Mulawati, so this is a place that I was hoping to find them. I know James actually had them a few days ago in this section, and it's why I came here, is specifically to try and find these guys in this particular area. So that's a good one to tick off. The next one on this particular road will be the Wahlberg's eagle, which we'll get just now, and then we'll drop into the Mulawati and hopefully find some of the bush shrikes or something like that. But nice to see these guys. They're far more quiet than when James saw them the other day. James had them and they were making a serious racket, and it's a difficult time of the year with helmeted guinea fowl because they do make a lot of noise, which means that you kind of inclined to think that maybe a predator is around, but it's actually just their nesting call and them trying to attract mates. And as James so eloquently vocalized for us, showed us all the different calls that they have and the way that they go about their business. Right, now that vehicle that was behind us earlier is still behind us, so we're going to try and move out the way for them, move forward and onwards, although there's another 2 vehicles. I feel like I'm being enclosed and entrapped in vehicles today, which is not ideal. I think everybody's trying to find this male lion that was roaring. I think Noel's trying to find it as well. I believe there was lions that were seen a little bit earlier in the day, and so I think Noel's on that mission. So we're going to carry on towards Chitwa. Woodland kingfisher we've got already, that's just flown over. Let's see if maybe we can get a brown hooded kingfisher in the Mulawati. It's actually a good place for brown hooded kingfishers, and we don't have that just yet, so we'll try to find those. What else don't we have? Koki Franklin we don't have Natal Franklin, so those will be fairly easy. Chitwa Dam, there's going to be the usual suspects, so 3-banded plover. Do we have grey go-away bird? Yes, we've got grey go-away bird. I think James got that this morning. Right, cuckoos. We haven't had any cuckoos yet. They should be around. Now, I'm sorry, Faith, I didn't get that question at all. The comms broke up. I heard Palin, but I didn't get the rest. No. Oh, there's a male lion though. It's not a bird, but it is a male lion walking straight south down here. So I suppose I better let these guys know that they're all around here. But there is, and he's roaring. Listen, listen. How cool is that? So it's one of the Birmingham boys, and he is moving straight towards Twin Dam, so we're going to try and follow him as quick as we can and see if we can get him. Stations, we managed to locate on one of the Birmingham males. He's mobile south on Twin Dams. I know there's 2 stations in the area, can just join me. But he is roaring quite a bit, so hopefully he's going to keep going towards Twin Dams and maybe roar again for us. It'll be nice to hear him carrying on. So that was a nice little surprise. I didn't expect to see him at all. I was just driving along doing some birding, and it goes to show sometimes when you're not looking for things, then things just pop out in front of you. So that's really cool. There's an impala that's making a quick getaway from this area, and rightly so. At the end of the day, you wouldn't want to be able to be hunted by a male lion, but there in front of us, I'm not sure which individual it is. It's one of the Birminghams, and a big Birmingham at that. They have become so dark in coloration now, and their manes so big, all of them, that it's difficult to say who is who these days. But I'm not 100% sure. Maybe he'll turn for us a little bit and look over his shoulder, which will be nice. Let's see. It looks like Tinyo from the back. I might be wrong, but it looks like him. I don't know which Birmingham male was with the Nkahuma female this morning, but maybe if it was him, then it's probably Tinyo that's just moving south now. But it's definitely the same male lion that we heard roaring earlier. It's the same male that I think maybe Noel was trying to follow up on. Unfortunately, we just managed to bump him, and I actually saw his tracks on the road as we were driving, and I knew they were very, very fresh, so I thought he might actually be at Twin Dams already, but it's obviously, you can see he's right in front of us. Now, there are a number of vehicles behind us, so I'm going to pull off and let them come past, and so they can get a chance as well. because, well, we can have a look at a bird while we kind of wait. I think there's a Wahlberg's eagle in the nest straight above where that male lion is walking at the moment. So there you see there in that dead tree.